He never touched the animal. He never negotiated the deal. He never owned the trophy. Yet he was sentenced to 9 years in prison, not for killing an animal, not for selling wildlife, but for helping a friend. Tonight's story asks a terrifying question. Can trusting the wrong people destroy your life legally? And how close did one ordinary Zimbabwean man come to losing almost a decade of freedom for something he believed was lawful? Stay with this story, because the ending changed how Zimbabwe's highest court understands guilt itself. Before police traps and courtrooms entered his life, MAPHOSA was just an ordinary man. No criminal record, no history of wildlife trafficking, no secret dealings. Like many Zimbabweans, he lived in a community where helping friends wasn't questioned. If someone needed directions, assistance, or company in the city, you helped. That's how things worked. So when acquaintances from Chiping asked him to accompany them to Harare, it didn't feel dangerous. They told him they were carrying a Pangolin trophy, but they also told him something important. They said they had permits, and in Zimbabwe, that matters. With the right papers, possession of wildlife trophies can be legal. So MAPHOSA agreed. A simple decision, one favor, nothing that felt criminal. What MAPHOSA didn't know was that police already knew. Detectives had received information about an illegal pangolin sale in Harare. Pangolins are among the most protected animals in Zimbabwe, and the law is unforgiving. Just possessing a pangolin trophy without a permit carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 9 years. No negotiation, no suspended sentence, no shortcuts. Police decided to set a trap. An undercover detective posed as a buyer. A meeting was arranged in the city center, George Silindika Avenue and 1st Street. Busy, public, normal. The group arrived. MAPHOSA sat quietly in the front seat of the car. He didn't negotiate. He didn't touch the suitcase. He didn't show off the trophy. Others did the talking. Then, almost invisibly, the undercover officer flicked his brake lights. That was the signal. Police officers moved in. Arrests were made instantly. One suspect fled and disappeared. And just like that, a favor turned into handcuffs. Ask yourself this: at what point does helping become a crime? How many of us would have done the same thing? At the police station, the picture became clearer. MAPHOSA never denied being there. He never denied assisting his friends. But he insisted on one thing. I believed they had permits. Even police witnesses later admitted he never carried the pangolin, he never opened the suitcase. He simply observed. But the law doesn't always care about appearances. When the case went to trial, the prosecution relied on a powerful doctrine known as common purpose. The idea is simple and dangerous. If you assist people committing a crime, you share responsibility for their actions. The magistrate accepted that argument. MAPHOSA was convicted of unlawful possession. Then came the sentence: 9 years in prison. No special circumstances, no reduction, no mercy. For a moment, his life effectively ended. MAPHOSA appealed. At the High Court, hope flickered, but quickly faded. The judges ruled that possession doesn't require physical contact. You don't need to hold something to possess it. Awareness and control are enough. The conviction stood. The sentence stood. But MAPHOSA refused to give up. He took the fight to the Supreme Court of Zimbabwe. And this is where everything changed. Instead of asking what he did, the judges asked a deeper question. What did he know? Because in criminal law, intention, mens rea, matters. The Supreme Court examined the evidence carefully. Police officers themselves confirmed under oath. He believed permits existed. He was misled by his companions. He had no guilty frame of mind. Then the judges introduced a powerful analogy. Helping push a car does not make you a car thief if you didn't know it was stolen. The courtroom fell silent. The Supreme Court delivered their judgment. They ruled that while MAPHOSA assisted his friends, he did so innocently. There was no proof he knew the possession was illegal, no proof of criminal intention, no proof of a guilty mind. And in Zimbabwean law, there is no crime without mens rea, unless the law says otherwise. The words finally came. The appeal succeeds. The conviction was set aside. The 9-year sentence disappeared. MAPHOSA was acquitted. From almost a decade in prison to freedom. This case sent shockwaves across Zimbabwe. It forced communities to ask uncomfortable questions. How far should trust go? Should ordinary citizens verify everything friends say? How many people unknowingly place themselves at legal risk every day? The Supreme Court made one thing clear. Gullibility is not criminal intent. But the warning remains. Trust wisely. Ask questions. Because once the justice system moves against you, stopping it is never easy. Now I want to hear from you. Was the Supreme Court right to acquit him? Should helping friends ever attract such severe punishment? What lesson should communities take from this case? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy real Zimbabwean court cases told as gripping stories, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because the next case might not involve wildlife, but it could involve someone just like you.